Hello, it's me, reversefight, and from Team Honey Badger, and I'm here today with a deck profile of one that was recently requested, my Link Joker Chaos Breaker. Unfortunately, this deck isn't actually complete, and it most likely won't be for a while, so I just decided to say what it will be, because, to be honest, this deck is really expensive. So yeah, I'll start with grade 3s. I run 3 Starvader Chaos Breaker Dragon. These two aren't really Chaos Breaker Dragon, but still. Chaos Breaker Dragon's skill is Limit Break 4. You can Soul Blast 1 Starvader, and during your end phase, when one of your opponent's rear guards is unlocked, you can pay the cost, retire that unit, and draw a card. The other skill is Counter Blast 1, discard a Starvader. You can pay the cost. If you do, lock one of your opponent's units. And last but not least, it has Lord. It's an 11,000 power, so pretty good. And yep, that's about it for this one. It is the main vanguard of the deck, and I have it at 3. Next, and I know a lot of people will be very angry at me for doing this, but I only run 3 Infinite Zero Dragon. Basically, its skill is Break Ride. When another Link Joker rides on top of it, you can give 10,000 power to your vanguard and lock one of your opponent's front row and back row rear guards. So it looks pretty good. And I have it at 3. Ideally, I'd want to Break Ride into Chaos Breaker because it just gives me an extra hand advantage, but I have it at 3 because my next unit is 2 Starvader Nebula Lord Dragons. And I know a lot of people don't like this card, but I personally think it's pretty good, and especially against the new unlockers that are coming out and the unlocker that is already out. So basically, its Limit Break is during your turn, all of your front row Link Joker units get plus 3,000 power for each of your opponent's locked cards, including this unit. So it's pretty good. Then you can Counter Blast 2, unlock one of your opponent's back row, and it has Lord, 11,000 base. So that's my grade 3 lineup. 8 cards. Next is grade 2. I run 2 Starvader Mobius Breath Dragon. Now, there is actually quite a big debate between Link Joker players whether to use Krypton or Mobius Breath, and I'm on the side of Mobius Breath. Basically, when its attack hits, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it. It's 9,000 power, so it adds a lot of pressure. And it's a win-win for you, honestly. Either your opponent is going to take a damage and get a locked unit, or use up so much of their hand they won't have anything to guard the next attack. I have that at 2. Then I run 3 Unrivaled Starvader Radar. It's just 12,000 attacker for Starvaders with a 9,000 base, so it's alright. But yeah. Next is 3 Colony Makers. Colony Maker's skill is Counter Blast 1. If your opponent has a locked unit, you can Superior Call a grade 1 or less from your deck onto your field. I'll explain more about this card when I actually get to my grade 1s. Then last for my grade 2s, 2 Deep Shadow Starvader Strontium. 10,000 Intercept. I know a lot of people won't like it, but I just like the extra defensive power. And especially because I like rushing with Mobius Breath, if I can get one of these out as well, it'll really help. Next is grade 1s. I run 4 Perfect Guards, 2 real, 2 not exactly real. Basically, just a normal Perfect Guard for Link Joker. And yep, I have that at 4. Then I run 3 10k attackers for Starvaders. This one's the shiny one. If I've started Starvader Vanguard, gets 3,000 power and attacks with 7,000 base, is 10,000 power overall. It also makes a nice booster. And I have that at 3. Next is something I think all Chaos Breaker decks should have. 4 Palladium. Basically, its skill is Counter Blast 1, put it into your soul. During your opponent's end phase, when a locked unit is unlocked, if you have a Link Joker Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, relock that unit, so keeps them unlocked for an extra turn. And if I have one of these on the field, as well as Mobius Breath Dragon, it puts on a lot more pressure. Next is a unit that I personally quite like. 2 Demon Claw, Starvator, Lanthanum. If I triangle lock my opponent, it becomes a 13,000 booster or attacker. But it's overall pretty good. Then I run 2 of the special booster for Chaos Breaker because this thing is really good. You don't have to Soul Blast for it because Chaos Breaker already uses the Soul, so they made it really good. If your opponent has a locked unit, and this unit supports Chaos Breaker Dragon on Vanguard or Rearguard, then it gets plus 5,000 power for free. So it's probably the best 11,000 booster. Oh, and as I said, generally with Colony Maker, you'd want to get out these guys, because that can just make your opponent's units locked for even longer. My starting Vanguard is Starvator, Dusteller, Unicorn. Counterblast 1, put it into your soul. If you have a Link Joker Vanguard and your opponent has a locked card, lock another one of their cards. It's pretty good. I have it at 1 because it's my starter. Then I run 4 heal triggers. Seven critical triggers. And finally, 5 draw triggers. I know that Chaos Breaker does give you a hand advantage, but I like using the draw triggers because sometimes it's not always necessary to use Chaos Breaker's skill, and other times it's really good just to have that advantage. So overall this deck works really well, even with only 3 break rides. Often what will happen is I'll break ride into Chaos Breaker, then I'll run out of Counterblast to use, so I'll ride another Infinite Zero, and late game, break right into Nebula Lord, and that's often how I win. Nebula Lord is actually a win condition for me. So, yep, that's the deck. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm reversefight from Team Honey Badger.